who's yet to build an offensive item, it could be the end of the fight for him there. Or even if they can just lock down Jess's, one stun, burst down Ari before he can start dashing away would be enough. But continually, Coast are the ones finding the fights, whether it be Jess's or Impaler that are starting with Rengar or Charm, and they're piling on spectacularly. Again, Dignitas is split up a little bit, but this time at least they're close enough to their turrets not to get caught by Impaler.
Look at the option they wanted to create there as well. They didn't see really anybody else on the map. Or Wolves, maybe one ward over to the red side there, but they were ready to go in the 3 and take out Gamsu immediately. They want to make plays. They want to make it happen now. Towards the top lane, oh, Gamsu, you are in a scary spot. Nobody actually goes around the back side of the turret. They just want that. They're going to play it safe.
Turret game now.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, until next patch, the spectator turret counter will be inaccurate, so it shows 7 for Coast. That's counting down to 0 turrets. Yeah, it's actually 5 turrets that Coast has killed to the 5 of Dignitas. So the turrets are actually dead even right now.
The whole stream is legs. Also attack speed on cooldown. Shifter is here. Is on your screen right here. Wolf level 16, providing the maximum power from those ultimates now in these fights, and we see that Shifter's gone through the defensive power of the Zanyas, but it's all power coming in for Jesus as he tries to finish up the Void staff next. 3 Roam squad kind of going around here. Caitlyn and Taylor and Shoot. They're trying to get a kill on their own. Not finding too much. Dignitas is playing weakness. They know it.
They're out of vision too, so this is really a very bad spot for Dignitas to be in. The reason they're denied vision is because Crumbs was the guy who's supposed to be giving it to him, but he is too squishy in most cases to get caught up. Now he has some armor, but he can still have no resistance to Jess's flying in. They're hoping that Coast tries to overdive and Dignitas stays together, and that they can get a proper heal from Shifter's Azir and actually win that fight. It's just not happening right now as Baron's about to spawn.
Just the fear of the entire team, especially Taylor, is putting in here. At any point in time, and the gap closing quite easy.
That flash from Andy, they got him. That's what they needed on Jess.
That was explosive. Finding Jess towards the mid lane, now going straight down that with the eyes on the inhibitor. They're going to have 2 minutes on Dragon after this gets taken.
I gotta fix my masteries.
And they have all the time in the world here to trade for
Fucking having to play ranked 6.
Nexus will die. Your Nexus will die. The Baron takes too long to kill. What are they thinking?
That's bad news, Barons. I do not know where that call just came from.
That's the
power. Transable through the entire team. That's going to put the nail in the coffin. And after being on their heels for the past 7 minutes, Dignitas is going to take down the Nexus to win their first game of the North American Spring Split.
Wow, Coast with a giant blunder at the end of the game, and Dignitas realizes instantly.
Huge play by Gamsu to stop 4 backs as well. Definitely going to replay on that Kiwi Kid initiation for Jazz's.
Oh my god.
What an incredible play.
Dignitas was completely out of options. They were on their back foot. The only thing that could even win them a fight is if they flash and stun Jesses. Did that. They got him out of there. Then they start pushing mid, and Coast forgets that they have it down here.
I get it.
That must be it.
I get it. We can take Baron fast enough, we'll have a charge recall, and we'll get back in time.
Maybe. Not even close.
Not even.
Because
that's the only option, though.
Yeah.
No.
The minion wave was in the right place for Dignitas for one.
That's true.
When they were trying to do that push.
That was huge.
Which is surprising for Coast, maybe because Coast has so much map control overall. But they get the catch, it's a 4v5. They make the call to try and trade Baron for something in their base, not their actual base. They try to stop the Baron. Gamsu makes the great move, has his Aurelia ultimate up. What a perfect champion to interrupt recalls with. One little blade to each of them. They get every single person interrupted, and then they just kill the Nexus. 37 minutes in.
Very nice job there. Looking at the game, both teams fought quite hard. I have to say, Dignitas can't expect to win games like this all the time. They were on the back foot. They did find a way through. We'll have to see if both these teams can right the wrongs, however, because there was a bit of stalemating when they didn't know what to do. Their kind of vision went to the wayside. They got back another way. Someone was looking out for them.
it's a new age for Dignitas as well. After all the stuff that people always constantly throw at Dignitas doesn't know how to play around Baron. They're not doing this properly. The 2 times that Coast goes for Baron, Dignitas punishes the enemy great. Coast got it on the first one. Dig took 3 kills in the mid lane inhibitor turret. The second time Coast goes for it, Dignitas just ends the game.
Great play coming out all around. Pick and ban phase went pretty well for both teams, so you can't really criticize too much there. They played their compositions as they should. Coast was not afraid to make plays. They were not afraid to take control of this game, and they did so.
They had a lot of control. I mean, if Coast can separate themselves from the emotion of losing that game on that bad Baron call blunder, that was a recoverable blunder as well. If they get caught out in mid lane, Justice is dead. All right, we got it. Roll back. They get an inhibitor. We defend the Baron. You know, that's what Coast's game plan could have been there. Up until that point, they were playing a good game. And they'll have to try and take that into the rest of the week, because otherwise this can just destroy the team's mentality.
I got a really bad cold.
Dignitas is definitely going to be happy about that one win so far. Like we said, though, it's 2 games coming out of these. And I said before, it's a lot of impact. Maybe not so much for this game, because it was close. Coast will know that they can come back into this one fighting. More so for the games that are lopsided, because then you think this has a lot of, impact on what may happen later. This is a game we may lose. Who are we going to beat? Not something that Coast will be looking at. We will see that this game, the second time, probably just...
Yeah, Coast had a Dragon advantage and a 1,000 gold advantage when that game ended, but we actually have a replay of that final fight.
Awesome.
For the final killing of the Nexus.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can see here, as Coast is starting Baron, if we can just roll this right now, they must have thought they had a turret there, and they had a little bit more time, because that inhibitor going down, you can see the bells run off as soon as they started hitting the inhibitor, and then Gamsu.
3 with just the first blade.
And then the final shot to get the Rengar. Just no chance. Chris as well gets Meganar, is not able to stop it, and just nobody can make it back on time. What a finish. He throws out the Emperor's Divide just in case.
Maybe that'll add up to an extra health pot. We'll see.
And that's another thing about this.
What is that? Another one?
Once again, Azir takes turrets so fast. Because
Right.
he can consume a soldier to click the turret and just do a whole bunch of damage to the turret right off that. Definitely expedite the process. But
That would be bad if that happened during a team fight.
And no inhibitor turret to defend, it was really bad. Look at that Azir. It's still
Alright, let's not fat finger Flash.
Yeah, Dignitas knew what to do at the right time. So much credit to them. And the fact that they're able to come out strong again helps the camaraderie of the team, helps the fact that the new team is there. And for both teams being new, I don't really think we saw this too many mistakes from the players. You can see both teams had the fights they wanted when the synergy was there. Besides the blunder call, I believe we'll go for a whole team on that. Probably one person made it, but both teams showed promise for this season.
There were definitely a few very well executed moments in that fight. The fact that Dignitas was pulling back and Coast was showing their presence on the map to push them back that far was showing a nice measured approach to the game.
Right.
And then just everything went up.
There's not too much you can do, especially with the pressure that Impaler put in the beginning on Crumbs, especially when that ward was in the bottom towards red. Impaler just kept walking into it. Crumbs would make the option. And then, as we saw, when that ward went away, Crumbs didn't want to put another one down. The vision was totally gone. It wasn't tanky enough, like you said, to put more. So it's almost like that ward was their one-track mind for the game. And if it went down, then they were like, well, plan B.
I mean, Kobe talked a little bit about the desk. The players on Dignitas may or may not perform well. Gamsu was going to do quite well. And honestly, even though Chris picked up
What's going on here?
he was very close to pushing Gnar out of lane. And to do that to Gnar, who is probably the strongest top laner we have in the game right now, lane, is very, very potent. And then even poor JJ and Kiwi Kid, they had a
we're trying to stay out for a while now.
Yeah.
Which are, again, pretty positive things.
Jesus, Victor.
One game, you obviously have to watch the rest of the season. There's 18 of them this year, not 28 like we had last year.
That's right. So right now we're going to check in with Dash at the analyst desk. The inside story on that win by Dignitas.
Thank you,
No,
gentlemen.
fuck this guy. We're going in.
Kid and Crumbs to the desk, and I gotta be honest, there was a moment there where I wasn't expecting to be talking to you guys, and then we kind of had that really shocking, finish. I mean, did you, Crumbs, as one of the main check calls of the team, I mean, that had to have blown your mind when you saw them rotate
Fuck
back
off,
to
man.
Baron with an open infield.
Oh, no, I mean, as soon as we got the pick, he wanted to flash. He's like, I want to flash. I need to flash. And then we got the pick. I flash after, get the Ari, and then like, oh, well, it's obvious he's going to go for Baron. I was like, okay, we'll just end. So then that's pretty much it. We're like, oh, they're going for Baron. We'll win.
Was it Gamsu who decided to go back and stop himself, or was that also a
It
call?
was like
It was
everyone
a collective, but I think Gamsu already
He knew.
was going. Like, he was already doing it. Yeah, good for him.
Well, so that's got to point to a little bit of the synergy that you guys have developed already. And I know we were talking on the analyst desk prior to the match. We haven't gotten to see this lineup play too often. Got a little sneak peek over at IM, but your play in Korea, it seems as though that has, paid off at least a little bit in terms of synergistically. You guys are at least now able to expect things from the different players on the team.
Oh boy.
I mean, I think our vision got a lot better, but at least for myself, I ended up getting really baited with that all the time.
That top
But,
push.
I think that we
we're getting
definitely
scuttles.
have a lot more synergy going on as the weeks progress and improve.
One of the other things that we were talking about on the desk prior to the game is the fact that the champion pool, this split, has grown enormously in terms of things that are viable to play. And we actually pointed out specifically Kiwi Kid that Andy is a pick that is back. And we know how much you love to play that roaming support, playmaking support, where you can do exactly things like you did there to end the game. Do you feel like, though, that that's going to be a short-lived thing, seeing as how people are, recognizing that immediately? No, it's time to ban that away.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people still remember I used to only play Annie in the first half of the Silver Split last year. But yeah, I mean, that's good. Open spans for the team, and honestly, I don't want to just be a one-street Annie player because I'm trying to be a great support. I hope they ban Annie.
Not a nanny bot.
Yeah, I want to be Annie, but we already got one.
What would you say are the other supports then that kind of fill the same role as Annie? Do you feel you could do the same kind of thing and stuff on?
Honestly, Annie's not really replaceable. She has like an immediate flash gun. I mean, the only other support worthy thing I can think about the top of my mind is Dice Vagar, who also has a flash gun limitation.
I wouldn't mind seeing
I've
some
tried
of that
it.
support.
I've tried it. It's not bad, but you actually you need to put in a lot of games because you need to get really intuitive.
Right.
It's not even arguable that Vagar's stun is definitely a lot harder than Vagar's stun.
Right, yeah, there's definitely a lot of familiarity in terms of ranges and things like that. Crumbs, you too, with your champion pool, we mentioned how you are a jungler who is willing to pretty much play anything across the board, and that is super useful in terms of allowing your team the opportunity to get the picks in the solo lanes that they need. Picked up Jarvan here, was that mostly because you saw the Gnar and it was like, let's not give him that combo, or?
Well, I feel like with the champion pool now, it's mostly just back to the same thing. You got Lee Sin, Jarvan, and then that's pretty much it for now. And then it's like you play Rengar as well, which is also in the meta. And then thank you for the new addition of Rek'Sai, because I really love that one as well. But besides those 4 champions, you're really not playing anything else. I feel like anything below that is a little bit subpar. So you stick with those champions, and then the rest is just, well, you're gonna have to deal with it.
Of course, and I have to point out that you had some really aggressive counter juggling in the early stages of the game, going for the Raptors multiple times. One time, unfortunately, getting caught out a little bit, had flashed to the wall. Is this something that you guys are now trying to trend towards? Is like a really more aggressive early game play style?
Yes, and it's also because the Raptors are pretty much the most rough move out of all the camps, because they grant that Oracle, which once you smite it, you're pretty much safe to go anywhere in gank without being spotted, and if you are, you know where the ward is, you go ahead and kill it. So it allows you to counter jungle really effectively. So if you control both raids, the enemy just doesn't have as much vision denial as you do, and you are able to get a lot of vision control. So this is a better camp, to be honest.
Tips for solid kids for sure. Now, Kiwi Kid, as the support, being the primary, vision provider for the team, how do you play around that now? What are the approaches to knowing that there is this Oracle buff available to people at all times? Are you looking for deeper wards then, to catch them in places where they wouldn't expect them to be?
Oracle, the stupid Razor Geeks give is just, man, it's just too good. I used to just ward that side of the mid all the time, and now it's like I'm really wary about it because 75 gold in the early game is a lot, and especially since I like to do mobility boost first, and it doesn't, getting into the side stun charge isn't as bad as getting mobility boost and into the actual main push. And now I gotta be more careful. I usually don't do it as deep, and if I do, I'll make sure the contest like about the day there, counting it, so we can make a play on it. And no, I'm actually really happy about our game, and we have a lot to like build off of, and
I do want to approach your duo of being the core JJ. I mean, we've known you as being, the other half of Cutie Pie. What's it like to switch that up finally? Because you guys have played together for so long. I have to imagine adjusting to a new duo is rather difficult.
Not really, because I haven't really played support for that long. It's only been like a year, and I'm still really open to like learning how to play versus my lane, especially because let's be real, like my laning was that. Yeah, my laning wasn't, the best, and he's taught me a lot so far, and I'm just really excited to like kind of learn how to play the game better.
Well, regardless, you guys did manage to pull off the win on the back of some great playmaking. I do want to jump into a replay. We're going to go about 30 minutes in. It was the first Baron that Coast took, but I want to look at the play you guys made coming off the backside of the Baron. Crumbs, we're going to pull it up on the screen. I'm going to have you walk me through it in terms of, the calls that were made to get the picks and then end up pushing for turrets off of it.
Right here we tell JJ to use Ryan to make sure that we're doing Baron or not, and they are. So we see, okay, it's really low, we're going to commit to it. They're very low as well, so it's unwise for a 3, so it's okay, well, just fight in, go, and I'm really far back, so I know that I can't help out at all, so I just go straight to push the land, and they go and you turn them up.
Right, so we got to start out here with a fair amount of poke there landed on Jez as you see the Baron buff pop up. At this point, though, are you calling for, Gamsu goes in, so is that his call that he can make that pick?
Yeah, they're all doing their own thing, because I'm not there at all. I can't see what's happening. Like, I'm just going straight to the lane. They say, we can go, keep going, because Annie wants to go around with that mobility, so she can get a stun for more kills. And then I'm just getting the wave so that once they're doing that, we can just go straight to middle lane and get that. Otherwise, we probably miss that one power.
Right, so I want to take a look at now because we've seen a couple games here. We saw in Cloud9 versus TSM, Cloud9 had the Baron, they had the first 3 dragons, but they still managed to lose the game. So it seems like there are teams putting a high priority on those 2 global objectives that don't yield gold anymore but yield stats. And they're not finding as much success. Because you guys, you had 1 dragon, but then you ended up going down 3-1 in dragons at some point. Also a Baron, but still managed to pull out the win. Do you think that teams are putting too much emphasis on the dragon and Baron?
Yeah, the more I think about it and the more I play, that doesn't matter. The dragon count doesn't matter until you have high. It's basically like, if you sacrifice too much of the first 4 dragons, it's probably not worth it.
It's all about the items. If you have items and you can team fight, you're going to win. It doesn't matter what the other guy has.
Right, so going into tomorrow, I want to take a look at your matchup playing TIP. This roster has been blown up and been restructured around Zhao Zhao, so you're familiar with him. Are you guys? What's your approach when going at an entirely new roster? Are you looking at the known factors, saying, okay, well at least we know Zhao Zhao, so let's play around with him, or are we doing our own thing and then look? This is kind of like the test the waters.
You got to look at their game today, and off that we'll see have a pretty good understanding of how the team functions, and off that, then we can base our plan.
All right, sounds good. Well, I want to congratulate you guys again on that win, as surprising and as abruptly as it did complete. But we're excited to see how you guys come out swinging tomorrow against TIP. We do have to take a quick break, but keep it tuned right here to see if your Twitter question, or answer rather, gets read on air, making you the proud owner of the new Challenger Ari skin. Then Winter Fox will battle it out with newcomer Gravity in our 3rd match of the day. The 2015 Spring Split continues after this.
A lot of the matchups between these lanes. I'll just see plays me. They're still going to get the dragon, but it may be a continued fight. Crumbs can head up, a few more hits to him. That's Chris's pick up. Jess's will be going down. And changing on the Kiwi Kid. No! Timbers this fight. That goes down. And it looks like they're going to be going hard on this fight. Gamsu taking a lot of damage. Force the flash over the wall. That's bad news, Bears. I do not know where that call just came from. You can hear Rusty against hard. That's unpowered. Trans taking a ball through the entire team. That's going to put the nail in the coffin.
fuck are you doing, Graves? That's going on the highlight clip.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to check in on the conversation over on Twitter. So to remind everyone, we wanted to know what has you the most excited about the 2015 NALCS and why. And here are a few of our favorites. At Sir Eminon Lowell says, for me, I'm extremely excited to see what impact the new Dragon buff and Baron buff will have on strategic diversity. Well, strategic diversity, this is your domain, Zachary. I mean, we talked about it a little bit already.
I mean, we just saw some of the impact of Baron. There's sometimes it's good, sometimes it's really bad.
Yeah, not always the best at all.
No one has
Just stay away from Baron. Hey,
You can't fight him, just end the game.
exactly. Our next tweet comes from @Schwagen, and he tweets, the addition of coaches to the LCS is going to be a total game changer. Better
This is. I got 2K gold. I'm weaker. Oh shit.
From the very beginning, TSM definitely did a good job. Locodoco got them a really good comp scene that I was not excited about, but that's okay. And we have pretty reasonable, comps here in this game, so looking forward so far to coaches.
Yeah, I totally agree with that too. Like, I remember I got to the point where it was like, TSM Locodoco is going to give them that extra edge. They're going to have more out of the change of having a coach there. Here's elimination of he still has his book. Charlie may give a little bit of input. I feel like Locodoco just gets them on the block. Then more bang for the buck.
Sure. And it's really to see which teams benefit more or less from having the coaches on stage with them. Our final tweet comes from @Kura Senpai. Wider champion pools, new faces, all the jungle changes. What's not to be hyped about?
True. A lot of new stuff going on.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to be people figuring out as the season goes on. We're going to see more and more crisp things, and probably something that none of us thought was going to happen. And go, oh, that's the new thing. And whatever it ends up being will be cool.
We're coming back, boys.
Uncrisp things too.
Sure, exactly.
It's going to start on crisp for sure.
Pretty doughy things in there.
We don't really work. All right, I like that. No, I mean, you definitely were looking to see how things, pan out if you look to continue the baking of it. But I want to congratulate all of our winners. Please enjoy your new challenge.
Time to go take it.
And if you're looking to join the conversation, hit us up at @LollySports and use the hashtag LCS. But now let's turn our attention back to the next match, Winter Fox versus Gravity. Winter Fox, formerly Evil Geniuses, ended their year with an 8-game winning streak to pull themselves up from 8th to 7th place. The two up-and-coming stars, Cobalt and Alltech, are
taking
back,
that?
as well as
Right,
Helios, who
take
brought
that.
along his brother Avalon to take over the top lane. And rounding out the roster is Magic, who is slated to take over as support. However, due to visa complications, we do have some substitutions, one which reunites Alltech with his bottom lane partner.
We gotta get here so Jax doesn't fucking take it.
And joining him, will be Shorter Ace and Flares. Not Prep.
Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. You're about to say they're really not well practiced together right now.
not only about good, it's just a new roster in general, but now.
Alright, we'll take this.
Coming in, and
No, Nard's got
I
it.
think it's gonna be
Let's let him have his
really
farm.
very difficult for these guys. Now,
Me and
first
Nard
of
get
all,
big.
there's so many things that change just based on style. So number one, the team actually plays in Korean. They have a Korean coach. We've got 4 players fluent in Korean, and then like Altek's kind of on his own island and completely well translates for him, which is already going to be weird for him just as a player. I think he's going to underperform the season. But then in this case, with the subs, I believe had a really rough tournament last time we saw him at the expansion tournament when he played.
5 mid.
And you've got, some players who are pretty good, but like you're just throwing a bunch of solo queue stars together. We saw that with CLG at the end of last split. They didn't win any games.
I think Korean is going to be the actual language of the team here, and Altek's going to be doing this thing on 80 berries, sitting in the back, throwing out whatever he can. And I don't know how much he actually contributes to the conversation, which helps shot call. I believe that a lot of that was, Prepo and Helios, and now pretty much just Helios with some input between whoever.
Not tanky yet.
Right now, today. Who's going to be calling it? It's English. Who's going to be calling this? Is it Western Pole Belt?
Now,
So than anybody else.
one shining light though for Winter Bucks might be the fact that their subs do have experience against the Gravity players specifically. So you have to imagine that some familiarity with the opponents at least, as opposed to coming into the LCS as a substitute blind and playing against someone who you haven't gone up against in the team scenario might be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, Sugar Race was on Final 5. They were at the expansion tournament. They played against First Academy, now Gravity. Like, sure, you've got these things, people have seen each other, but at the end of the day, you've actually got an entirely together roster who's on a hot streak qualifying for the LCS, looking pretty good overall. In fact, my favorite of the new teams, I think Gravity is the strongest of all these guys. I got wrong in the C9 TSM prediction, but I don't see how Winter Bucks supposed to win this game.
Yeah, and also the fact that Curse Academy, even before expansion tournament, they didn't have Hanser in the top lane. I think he's a really great addition in that top lane. It really kind of solidifies them a very consistent top laner who's going to deliver constantly. And then they have people like Keen, who's like Hecarim, just got buffed.
Well, let's take a look at who we have in the other corner of the rift, which is Gravity. Arguably looked the best of the new teams to join the league, but they have been adjusting to several big transitions in the offseason. The team was split from their sister squad, Curse, and in doing so, they lost their support staff, had to move into a new gaming house, as well as adjust to a new owner.
Yeah, and I think that St. Vicious, though, is going to be the rock to hold everybody together. And the fact that it is a new patch, St. Vicious has always had a jungle tier list. He's okay with bringing new things out and trying them. Always kind of have these things mainstream. I want to put it that way. He's an innovator, but everybody kind of picks up and he's like, oh yeah, that's what the meta should be. And St. Vicious really pioneers that.
Yeah, I think St. Vicious definitely
Yep.
more of a legacy than Missing Spike sometimes.
Yes.
He's one of the biggest junglers in North America. He's had probably, I would say, the biggest impact in overall North American jungling. Just when you have the fact that he's played since season 1, right? He hasn't a lot to do in the last 2 seasons, but Saint's been holding that since forever, basically. So I think Saint's got a lot of weight on his shoulders there. I think he's going to do well in this one. Right. Comp is the other guy I want to talk about because you talked about Hanser joining the lineup, but Comp also joined this lineup, and he was really one of the biggest driving forces that got Curse Academy now Gravity where they are.
I'm honestly pretty lucky I got out of that alive. Like, that was kind of dumb.
He still always put up very good decent numbers, which is the number one role, like the number one goal for an AD carry in the first place. If they're always getting the DPS out in team fights, then you're gonna have a rock that you can tank for, and he'll kill some people in team fights.
And he's paired with Bunny Fufu. Again, because they played in the LCS together, right? So he has a
Vic Blue.
and has a lot of repetitions with. And I think that the comfortability of this bottom lane is
Carol, I have red.
because it's Altek and Blue. They're very comfortable with each other because they played on Cloud9 Tempest. But I feel like Blue just hasn't played up to the level that he was before, and he's had some trouble. But I think that Altek also has to readjust with that, as long as being a completely new team with new members. Well, new members of the team.
Exactly, I got you. Well, Gravity is a tight-knit group, and say the different personalities and play styles of other members will make for dangerous combinations in the LCS.
We used to be Curse Academy, used to be part of the Curse brand. We ended up qualifying through the expansion tournament, and now we're Gravity.
This time around during the LCS, it felt like we really earned it. I remember Keen just ran up to me and gave me a big hug after
Go ahead and take it, Grace.
It really felt good.
We got Cop, who's like pretty passive, kind of AD carry. Not really known as a playmaker, but he's really consistent.
Good news.
Say I are the leaders of the team, I guess you could say. We're the more vocal ones on the team.
Bunny's like a super big playmaker though, so he's like the complete opposite end of the spectrum of Cop. Cop like, I was like, I don't know if I want to go, and Bunny's like, no, you're coming.
So hard, it's gonna be
think off my lane is definitely really good just because he's like a veteran and all like do crazy solo stuff sometimes and he'll just be like, buddy, don't do that, and he'll save my life like 5 seconds later.
We have Old Man Saint in the jungle, me and top lane. I'd say we are good at shot calling and rotational plays. We don't have like one carry on our team who like we give all the fun to.
King, he's kind of quiet, soft-spoken, but he plays a lot of really random stuff like Urgot, Necrom, and all this other, just like God knows what else.
I think saying called teammate hurts me a lot because I'm like new in NA and ACS, but they with their experience, so they a lot.
I've been in esports for like 4 years, so that's an eternity by gamer standards. I took a year off. Personally, I grew a lot as a player and like understand like what a team needs and basically how to lead a team a lot better.
All our personalities complement each other playing. It keeps us like level-headed and between Saint like stubborn-headed and then like me, Cobb joking around. I think it all mixes well.
We're not on that forever forward thing, so we're not part of Curse, so hopefully we can do better than our predecessors.
I've been on the team the longest, so I think that's just my curse. I'm okay with it. 4th place, new team LCS, I'll take it.
For more on Gravity, we're going to send it over to Kobe.
Hey Riv, I'm here with Gravity Samurai, the owner of Team Gravity. 19 years old, here on opening day of the LCS, and your first game. Now, can you even compare this to any other experiences that you've had in your life?
I am so stoked right now. You don't even understand.
You're the
I've
Banshees.
actually never been to an LCS or anything like that, or any convention or anything like that. So I'm freaking out. And I know the guys are going to do their best, so I really don't have anything to worry about.
All right, well, step 1 complete, you've got a team. Step 2, as an owner, how do you set this team up for success, and what has the preseason practice been like for you guys?
Well, as soon as we got the team, I flew out and
Vaulting in.
basically we just moved them out of the old Curse house, went to the new Gravity house, sat around with no furniture or anything for like a couple days. We didn't have internet, we didn't have hot water. They had to go to like a different gaming cafe just to play and stream and stuff. And so since then, I've been trying to make everything absolutely perfect for them. Like, we got them all new computers, we got them all their own desks, all of them have their own rooms, and for me it's just all about making sure that they're the most comfortable so that they can just spend all their time on the game.
All right, and do you have a bar that you're looking to hit this split, the first split for your team? How are you going to measure that success?
For me, I'd say I want my role to be a complete success. Even if they make top 3 or better yet, make the first place, I would really not be comfortable or proud of myself if I didn't give it 110%. So really, I just want to make sure that I'm making them the most comfortable that they can be and make sure they have no complaints.
All right, well, let's get into that game here. Let's send it up to Riv and Jack at the desk. They're going to get us ready.
Thank you very much, Kobe. That sounds like a great deal. Where do I sign up, right? I'm starting to Gravity. See how Gravity does this season. Let's get right into the action with a quick look at our starting lineups. On the blue side, it's Winter Fox. As the guys mentioned, we do have a few substitutions. So today, part of the top lane will be played by players. Covering the jungle is Short Race. Mid, Pole Belter, All Tech and 80 carry, and in as support is Glee.
It's going to be tough for them with 3 subs, but on the red side it is Gravity. Haunter in the top lane, seeing Vicious in the jungle, Keen, maybe you'll play Hecarim in the mid lane, Cop on 80 carry, and Bunny Fufu the playmaker on support.
I'm ready to see what these guys can bring to the table. Veterans versus quite a new team of people as well.
Yeah.
This is playmaking. I was really hyped up when they were like, Bunny, we're going to make so many plays. And then that clip again, I remember that clip. I want to see it again.
Bunny Fufu probably won't get first. But we'll be able to see only because there's so many champions that are an incredibly high priority banner right now. I really wonder if Fresh will kind of sneak through and not be worth the first pick, and then Gravity will be able to get it on the next rotation of picks.
Well, we will have to
Baron's good.
Right into picks
I'm gonna push top.
right now as we get game number 3 underway. Winter Fox versus Gravity. These guys actually pretty much neighbors, living on the same street, which is pretty neat. We get to hang out in the same area, get those scrims down, hang out with each other. So they have a good camaraderie between the teams. They obviously know what kind of power they can bring to the table. And as the bands go out, Blunt and Syndra already on that band. One Jarvis with Saint Or shorter ace.
Curry's actually had a pretty good showing at the expansion,
It was impressive.
although his team was unable to qualify. Knocked out on that tournament, unfortunately. Looks like with the Z band at least, that is very heavily targeted at football. So in the off-season, this is why it's really unfortunate that Winter Fox is playing with these subs. It is too bad that they have the subs because they did a boot camp in Korea. The team was all ready to go. Pobelter and Maltech had that entire off-season hype basically because Pobelter was destroying solo queues.
Korea, just all these videos on Reddit. That was ridiculous.
And we'll see if Pobelter and Altech's synergy alone can carry him to Sigurd for his pick up. Well, that's pretty good.
High priority coming in on that one. At least in for St. Vicious. He has definitely worked on that champion over the years. Laid down some pretty good sonic waves connecting it. Concert. It's going to take Jana for Bunny Boo Boo, so not so many plays to be made there, but still make it happen for your 8th carry.
It's probably his second best support, at least. It's one of the big things he did while he was outside of the LCS. It's like, well, my thresh is obviously LCS quality. Time to work on other support.
That's what you need to do.
And his Jan is very good. Wow. So, Rancock.
That's a lot of power coming out of that team. Anybody that gets caught, you are pretty much nullified instantly. Wait a minute. They want it.
Damn it.
Oh, look at this. Look at this smile.
So I'm getting the Banshees.
Soldier, coach for Gravity right now.
They're enjoying it. It's good that they can have fun in championships. They can just know they can already put smiles on their face. And a schoolyard blocking in here.
New team, old tricks. Hovering trolls. They won't end up going with.
Hey, your first time on stage, you gotta do hover. You gotta please the crowd. It will be in his ear for Keen though. Cops gonna take 4 Keen played that today if he was like really excited. So he'll be fine on the farm out the game and get himself to these guys do though. Keen, a lot of people say he's strong, talking to Saint during the expansion tournament. Like, who's this Hunter guy? He says he's the real deal. Stop like put up plays, he's not afraid to make it happen, and they're leading last pick for top. First time
It is really interesting. They have his ear. It could be his ear top. Technically, his ears are
Get down on this fool.
Overpow played Azir top in the European LCS yesterday. So definitely the potential of Rek'Sai will make this pick a little bit more difficult for America.
Ooh, guitar.
Oh, I'm out of this fight.
We're saying, yeah, fits. Renekton. We were seeing a little bit more Renekton.
Slightly about Renekton. He had a large number of his abilities tweaked in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
But basically, it's Pobelter's Fizz here. Will he be able to hyper carry off the back of that 7
Awesome! Alright, Hunter. He's gonna be putting up some power here. I love Sion. Kind of like a Nara, you can just sit there and build a bunch of defense and be a menace the entire game. See if players can stop him. Great competitions coming out from both sides. I think they round out.
And Gravity was actually put fairly highly in some of the community power rankings that were out there. Pre-season for the North America sub-team. And over 10 sparring sat as high as number 4 in the entire LCS. And with Winter Fox playing with 3 subs and a pretty solid lineup coming out for Gravity, they should be in a position to do quite well. It's all going to be about whether they can shut down Pobelter's Fizz and Altec Ciderin, because those are the only two core members on.
Alright, I gotta make some highlights.